Get ready to meet the 10 most poisonous snakes in the world. Many animals are poisonous, but few as deadly and highly dangerous as these. You find them in deserts, forests, and even at sea, and with a single bite they are capable of killing up to 100 men. Extremely feared in the animal kingdom by its venomous annihilator, they give chills to whoever they cross paths with. Rattlesnake. This poisonous animal is found throughout most of the American territory from the United States to Argentina, unmistakable by the peculiar sound that it produces with its tail and the fact that it can be heard at a distance of up to almost 65 feet. Although curiously the young specimens do not have such an intense sound, they are the most poisonous. Their venom contains hemotoxins that destroy tissues, causing necrosis or cause severe paralysis. In the worst case, venom can enter the bloodstream and cause instant death. Although the rattlesnake usually doesn't attack humans, the best thing to do is not to underestimate the situation, and if you get bitten, seek help immediately. Luckily there is an antivenom which reduces the death rate to only 4% and helps avoid a tragic outcome. Number 9. Viper of Death. It is one of the most dangerous snakes that lives in Australia, and although its fangs are short, its poison is lethal because it has a very aggressive neurotoxic effect that causes paralysis and death in a span of 6 hours as it produces a respiratory failure. This snake manages to inject between 0.6 and 1.5 grains of venom in a single bite, and a dose of 0.46 grains would suffice to cause you death. For this reason the Viper of Death deserves its name because of the high number of deaths it causes among humans. Therefore, even if it is a snake with very beautiful colors, it's advisable not to approach it if it is nearby, since it has the fastest attack, being able to attack repeatedly within only 0.13 seconds of separation between each bite. Not even the fastest of animals could escape. Number 8. Philippine Cobra. Known to be a poison-spitting cobra, is extremely dangerous. The Philippine Cobra is able to launch its venom with impressive accuracy to a target of up to 9.8 feet. What incredible marksmanship it is, distinguished by the triangular shape of its head, and by how it stands on a right angle when it feels threatened. This dangerous snake has a highly toxic and deadly poison that contains a neurotoxin that affects the heart and respiratory functions, and in just 30 minutes could cause the death of a person. It is usually used by snake charmers throughout the eastern zone where it is native, since it has an excellent visual response. The Philippine Cobra is considered to have the most harmful poison among all cobras, with a dose of 1.3 and 1.5 grains, which curiously leaves only a tiny mark when biting. But above all, remember that it has an inconceivable aim, so it is worth keeping a very long distance if you ever cross it. Music. Number 7. Tiger Snake. The tiger snake lives in Australia, and according to experts it has a poison that can be described as simply perfect. It really sounds dangerous and has remained that way for more than 10 million years. Can you imagine? This poison is the union of a neurotoxin that attacks the nervous system of the victim, immobilizing it, and also of mytoxins that cause the blood to coagulate, blocking the arteries. It is highly lethal and can cause death, just like the Philippine Cobra, in 30 minutes. Symptoms of a bite include pain in feet and neck, tingling, numbness, excessive sweating, difficulty breathing, and paralysis. Music. The tiger snake is not aggressive unless it is cornered, but its attacks are infallible. They can whistle loudly as they inflate and deflate their body, and if they're provoked they attack and bite hard. Although an antidote has been developed against its bites, it is estimated that 45% of people die when they don't receive treatment in time. Number 6. Black Mamba. It is without a doubt the most poisonous snake on the African continent. Although its powerful venom is not the most toxic, the large amount it injects into a bite is superior to other species of its kind, from 1.5 to 1.8 grains of poison on average. However, it can inject the amazing amount of 6 grains, enough to kill up to 25 people. It is also the fastest snake in the world, since it can move from 9 to 12 miles per hour, so not even Jamaican Usain Bolt can. escape from it. The fearsome black mamba can also cast up to 12 bites in a single attack, and potentially kill a human being within 20 minutes. Number 5. Taipan Snake. Australia itself is wild. This land is inhabited with the most poisonous snakes in the world. The taipan of the coast is the largest poisonous snake in this continent. Its record is almost 9.8 feet, although the average is 4.9 to 6.5 feet. It possesses a highly neurotoxic poison, which means that it paralyzes the nervous system and coagulates, stops bleeding, and with only a drop of its poison it can end the life of up to 10 adults, and a bite can be enough to kill 50,000 mice. Yes, 50,000, since its toxin is between 200 and 400 times more powerful than most rattlesnakes, and 50 times more lethal than the venom of a cobra. The taipan snake can kill an adult in agony in just 45 minutes, if he's not taken to an emergency room, and if it reaches the bloodstream directly, death would take less than half an hour. Number 4. Blue Krait. Blue Krait snake is only found in Asia. Luckily for us, this tremendously dangerous and poisonous snake prefers to go hunting at night. Curiously, it has a cannibal diet based on eating snakes smaller than it. Regardless of whether they are poisonous or not, still, it tends to seek refuge in sleeping bags, tents and boots. Its poison is 16 times more powerful than that of a cobra, although at first glance its bite produces a scarce reaction with only local signs of irritation. The symptoms are triggered after a quarter or half an hour, with swelling, spasms, blurred vision and respiratory arrest. In India, it has caused a death rate between 70 and 80% due to its bites. Don't let its attractive and bright blue color deceive you. It is one of the most lethal snakes. Music. Number 3. Eastern brown snake. The eastern brown snake is the one that unfortunately has claimed more lives in Australia. It has the third most deadly poison in the world, and its movements are extremely fast and aggressive. It is estimated that the venom from a bite of the eastern brown snake is capable of killing up to 100 humans, or something like 250,000 mice. But don't panic. Although the initial bite of an eastern brown snake is painless and often difficult to detect, anyone suspected of being bitten by a snake of this type should seek medical attention without delay. This elusive snake has the horrible habit of getting inside houses. In Australia, while a woman was picking up her son's toys, she saw between her son's Lego city and eastern brown snake. Extremely dangerous and deadly, this species carries the unfortunate distinction of causing more deaths by bite than any other snake species in Australia. Although many bites have been the direct result of people trying to kill these snakes, which obviously could have been avoided. Number 2. Belcher sea snake. Can you imagine encountering a poisonous sea snake on the beach? The Belcher sea snake lives in tropical areas such as the Indian Ocean and the Pacific. It is the most poisonous marine snake species, and in addition its poison is up to 100 times more powerful than that of most poisonous terrestrial species. Even so, it is not dangerous for humans, because it rarely bites, and when it does, it doesn't release all its venom. However, just a small amount of this poison would be enough to kill up to 100 adult men. Yes, you heard right, 100 men. This species is incredibly deadly. From 20 minutes and up to 8 hours later, he will begin to feel the common symptoms of poisoning, like pain and muscular weakness, tongue inflammation, eyelid weakness, convulsions, and later, death. Number 1. Inland taipan. The snake that definitely occupies the first position to the most poisonous in the world had to be from Australia. Coming from the south, the inland taipan possesses the most toxic poison of all terrestrial snakes. Just like all members of its family, the poison has neurotoxic actions, causing great inflammation and necrosis in the area of the bite, as occurs with snakes. This poison is 50 times more powerful than that of the Indian cobra and 800 times more than that of the rattlesnake. One specimen has enough poison to kill a horse in just 5 minutes, and a precise bite is enough for a man to die in only 20 minutes. To get a better idea of how lethal it can be, it usually kills 80% of its victims with only 0.38 grains of poison, so it is important that any time we come across an inland taipan snake, the best thing to do is let it go, since if it's disturbed, it is more likely that it kills those who disturbed it. Music, unless you're an expert hunter of poisonous snakes, which I don't recommend. Get as far away as you can from them and like the video, share, and of course subscribe to the channel. Until the next video guys. English, auto-generated, all from your